who are afraid to acknowledge that a problem exists are screwed. Now, it's one thing to talk about a problem, beat the problem like a dead horse. That's not what I'm about. I'm talking about the people who are afraid to even admit and acknowledge that there is a problem, as if saying it will somehow give it energy or attention. It's like in Harry Potter, Voldemort, they wouldn't even say his name, he who shall not be named. They said Voldemort and they're like, oh my gosh, That's exactly how people feel with things in their life. For example, I am not afraid to talk about anxiety, depression, or addiction. Come at me, bro. And it was only through acknowledging it that I could get rid of it. I'm so sick and tired of people saying, well, don't talk about that. As if somehow bad juju or negativity to acknowledge that these things exist. And what it tells me about people that do that only talk about the good things. We don't want to say that which shall not be named because it's giving it power. They're in big fat denial and they're fake. So yes, I believe it's very true that those that dedicate their entire lives to talking about the issues and the problems, that is toxic. That will keep you stuck in the problem. However, don't swing the pendulum to the other way and never address it or be afraid to. We're human. By the way, when it comes to especially mental health, talking about anxiety does not bring anxiety because that is not the reason that anxiety exists. It's the doubt, negative self-beliefs, the fear, the worry that bring on anxiety. Talking about depression does not bring on depression. What brings on depression is hopelessness, sadness, negative thoughts again. So anyways, anxiety, depression, addiction, it does not dictate who I am or control me. It's like people who are afraid to say the word the devil, like talk about the devil. If you truly didn't care and it didn't bother you, you wouldn't have a problem saying stuff like that. Again, not to harp on it, because definitely people do, but just to acknowledge that these things do exist. Hard times do exist. Darkness does exist. And people who are afraid to just acknowledge it, I find have the toughest time. Like they're in such denial, and God bless them. I stay far away from those people. But again, I also stay far away from people who make that their entire life and their entire identity. So you have to be able to meet right, not even in the middle. It's just to be able to release or heal or get rid of something, you first have to acknowledge you have it. Like for example, I could not get sober if I did not first acknowledge I had a problem. And that is why a lot of people don't, because they are unwilling to admit to themselves that they have a problem. People who are trying to change their lives, but it's just not working, or it works temporarily and then they fall back into the same place, are not willing to acknowledge and admit that there is a deeper problem, because they think if they focus on that, then they're gonna lose traction. Only when you acknowledge it and then immediately take action and be solution focused can anything change. You know, I put out content every now and then, and I had put out a few posts about, depression and anxiety, and I am not afraid of it. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to acknowledge it or admit that I have it, because it doesn't make me feel weak. Actually, it's like freedom comes. I feel stronger that I'm able to say that. And I find that people that hide it, try to curate this perfection, they have the toughest time.